My name's Kunuji Abraham Sedeke. Currently, I'm an agro consultant and a farmer, and I'm also into agripreneurship, so training and consultation. But currently, we are at one of our farms, Esolaye Farms Enterprise at Mogodo, Ejido, Badagry, Lagos State. So what we do majorly here is pig breeding and production, and we also culture catfish. That's the grow out stage that we usually call the table size. But focusing on the piggery production, we would easily say the business is a very lucrative one. Though it's normal that when people tell you that a business is lucrative, they don't tell you the rudiments and the elements that are involved, because there is no business that doesn't have its own challenges. So, and pig production being a very lucrative business, I see it as a long-term business. It's not something that you venture into even if you invest millions of naira. You don't make profit overnight. There are things you must do, there are things you must get right, there are things, routine management that you must keep doing, and what have you. So one of the major challenges we faced here is the issue of the breed. Currently we have um, several hybrids of animals that you can rear in short while, give them their appropriate nutrition, and you get good results. But when you don't know these varieties of breed, when you want to purchase pigs, people tend to like give you the wrong um, breeds or species, like people do say that you want to buy. So one of the major challenge is the aspect of getting the right breeds. Then apart from getting the right breeds, one of another challenge is the management challenge. You see, the cost of managing pigs is very, very, I should not say it's expensive, but it's capital intensive, in the sense that while managing your pig production, you need to feed the animals, you need to look at the aspect of hygiene, you need to look at the aspect of medication, and you also need to look at the aspect of biosecurity. So, and looking at the economy of Nigeria, which we find ourselves, you we all know that feeds are very, very expensive this particular season that we find ourselves. But we usually reduce costs among all other feed ingredients, at least to get the better results. The likes of palm kernel cake, soya meal, groundnut cake, corn oval, spent grail, the beauty waste, and there are a lot of feed ingredients that are involved. So one of the major challenges, like I said, is the availability of this feed ingredients at a normalized price. Then I also made mention of biosecurity. Currently we are in the raining season, and cold is everywhere. The temperature and pressure of each location is kind of undulating because of the season. So we tend to like maintain our own biosecurity to make sure that these animals are cared for. And one of my objective as a farmer is on the aspect of animal welfareism, because the way we are as humans, the way we take care of ourselves is the way we should also take care of our animals. If not 100%, at least on a scale of 80 to 90%, because some people will be like, they are not humans now, they are not. But when it comes to animal welfareism, we should give an animal props animal welfareism, giving them good feed, giving them good medication, making sure that their shelter are conducive for them to live in. And one other major challenge we usually that is so rampant in the economy of today is the issue of the market. The price of feed is expensive, but whenever we want to sell out our produce, which is our table size animals, selling to the market, the market at times is nothing to talk home about. So pig mongers and bushers, they just price the animal as if it was maybe harvested from the forest or something. So the market is also one of the major challenge. But what we usually look into now as producers is if we can go into processing ourselves. So that will give us a more advantage area to make more profit, because the main profit in agribusiness is not in production per se, is in the processing. So whenever you process the product and you sell to your final consumers, you tend to make more profit. That is why you see processors are the main eaters of agribusiness profit. The impact of this particular area of agriculture is, I would say, depending on the area. But speaking about Badagry as a pork eating location, because I said depending on the area, because Muslims are not the pork eating religious people. They have a might believe on eating pork. But on areas whereby you have majority of the audience, that is the settlers, eating pork, so that is the reason why it said it's a very lucrative business. The market is available here in Badagry. The market is available. So whenever you produce your animal and you want to sell to the market, you definitely get buyers. Even if they are not buying at a very conducive price, you definitely get buyers, because in our locality here we have people consuming pork. Some people buy it for ceremonies. Some people, whenever they want to have birthday parties, they want to have lecture time and what have you. So the market is available. So one of the major impacts that I would say is it's a source of protein. You know, um, our diet is not complete without the protein as a component of the classification of food. So it's a very cheap source of protein. So, and secondly, the fact that you can get you can still get other raw materials from pigs, the likes of fat lardings and the hair used for brush production and what have you. The hoof, that is the hoof on the legs, is also used in cosmetic production and what have you. Then more so the waste, that is the physics, like we usually call it. So in the course of farming, in crop production, there are some people, they usually come here to buy the waste. So in production of arable crops, perennial crops and what have you. So those are the major impact. And to the farmers, whenever you produce, you definitely get earnings. So you make money from your production. definitely. So it's a source of income. It's a source of income to the farmer, and more so, though the production we have here is a mini farm setting. Whenever you have we have other farms that are integrated and they are big in nature, so it's a source of employment for the working population, that is for people that wants to at least to some limit it employs some people, because if a director of a farm is investing in a farm production, he cannot work alone. So they definitely need workforce to work with him. So it's a source of employment to our working population. So for now, we though the impact of the government has been also favorable in the aspect of animal production and what have you, paying attention to the food value chain of Lagos State. So every farmer, particularly the aspect of pig production, belongs to the value chain. So if you don't produce, you can be a processor. If you are not a processor, you can easily work on the market value chain. So that is all we have for today. But some other time we'll get enough time to talk in depthly on various areas that are concerned in the production rudiments.